story is called Ask Mr. Bear. One morning, Daniel came out of his house and sat down on the back steps. He put his hand under his chin. He had a problem. As he sat there, his friend Hen came along. Bark, 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 bark. Good morning, Daniel. What's wrong? Oh, Mother's Day is coming, Hen, and I need a present to give my mama. Is there something you have that I could give her? Now, what do we get from hens? Yes, well, said Hen, I could give you an egg to give your mama. I think we have a carton of eggs in the refrigerator, said Daniel. Well then, said Hen, let's see what else we can find. So Daniel and Hen went along until they met Goose. Honk, honk. Hello, friends, said Goose. Where are you off to? Well, said Daniel, I'm looking for something to give my mother for Mother's Day. Do you have something I could give her? Well, said Goose, I could give you some of my soft breast feathers, and you could stuff a pillow with them. I could, said Daniel, but we have pillows. Then let's see what else we can find, said Goose. So Daniel and Hen and Goose went along until they met Goat. Meh, said Goat. I'd like to come. Where are you going? Well, said Daniel, we're looking for something that I can give my mother for Mother's Day. Is there something I could get from you, Goat, that I could give her? Well, said Goat, I could give you some of my milk, and you could make some cheese for her. We have cheese, but thanks for the thought, said Daniel. Then let's see what else we can find, said Goat. So Daniel and Hen and Goose and Goat went along until they met Sheep. Bah, said Sheep. What's happening, friend? Said Sheep. Where are you going? We're going to look for something that I can give my mother for Mother's Day, said Daniel. Is there something that you have, Sheep, that I could give her? Well, said Sheep, I'm covered with thick, curly, soft, warm wool. You could use my wool to make your mama a blanket. I could, said Daniel, but we have blankets on every bed. Well then, said Sheep, let's see what we can find. So Daniel and Hen and Goose and Goat and Sheep went along until they met Cow. Good morning, mooed Cow. What are you doing? You all look so busy. Where are you going? We're going to look for something that Daniel can give his mother for Mother's Day, said Hen. Do you have something I could give her? Asked Daniel. Now what do we get from cows? Yes. Well, said Cow, I could give you some milk, and you could mix it with some sugar and some fruit, and then put it in the freezer and make your mama some delicious ice cream. Yum, said Daniel, but I think we have strawberry ice cream in our freezer. Well, said Cow, then I think you need to go ask Mr. Bear. Okay, said Daniel, let's go. No, mooed the cow. No, baaed the sheep. No, mad the goat. No, honked the goose. No, clucked the hen. Bark, bark, bark. We don't want to see Mr. Bear. Well, all right, said Daniel. I'll go by myself. So Daniel walked along until he came to a hill, and then he ran along until he came to the woods, and he went along until he met Mr. Bear. "Good morning," growled Mr. Bear. "Nice to see you. Thanks for coming, Daniel." "Well," said Daniel, "I've got a problem, Mr. Bear, and I hope you'll help me. I need a present to give my mother for Mother's Day. Do you have something I could give her?" "Oh, yes," said Mr. Bear. "Come closer, and I'll whisper it to you in your ear." So Daniel came up close to Mr. Bear, and Mr. Bear leaned over and whispered in Daniel's ear. "Oh, Mr. Bear, what a wonderful idea. Thank you." And Daniel ran back through the woods, waving goodbye. And when he came to the hill, he ran down the hill, and he walked down the path until he came back home. A few days later, it was Mother's Day, and Daniel woke up early. The sun was shining through his mother's windows as he hurried into her room. She sat up. "Good morning, Daniel." "Good morning, Mama. Happy Mother's Day. I have a present for you, but you have to guess what it is." "Oh, a puzzle," said his mother. "All right, well, let me think. Is it an egg?" "No." "Is it a pillow?" "Nope." "Is it some cheese?" "No cheese." "Is it a blanket?" "No." "Is it some ice cream?" "No." "Well, I give up. What is it?" "I'll show you," said Daniel. And he climbed onto his mama's bed and came up very close and wrapped his arms around her. And with a big bear growl, he gave her a bear hug. Happy Mother's Day.